Yeah, we got ridiculous with it though, Kathy. I mean, we absolutely went nuts. We sold pretty much anything we could find in the house, little stuff. I'm a big music guy, so I had guitars and keyboards and drums and just, we put stuff on Craigslist. We sold our cars. We worked extra hours. I mean, we just went absolutely nuts with it. And thankfully, we were able to reap the results a lot quicker than we thought we would. So, and then at that point, that's when we started kind of getting more involved with real estate. And we turned the properties that we already had into rentals. And that was our first taste of getting a little bit of the cash flow. It wasn't anything crazy, but thankfully, the Denver market, as you well know, appreciated in value. And now we're in a way better position. We got to connect with Real Wealth Network, and I think I introduced Michelle to you, Kathy.
You're skipping a whole bunch in there. I think.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, babe. What am I missing?
Yeah, you're missing the part. Sorry.
Jump in.
Yeah, I was afraid to invest. After going through the, Dave Ramsey SPU, it's all about not financing, anything. And if you do buy a house, you put down, I think it's 20%. So leveraging is out when you do that. So it took me months and tons of begging from my husband to start, hey, listen to this podcast. I've been listening to The Bigger Pockets. You got to listen to this one. And I was like, I don't want to hear the hoopla. I just don't want to hear it. And then I don't know how much you want to tell, Bill, about some of his family history with big deals and investing and that kind of stuff. And another reason why I was nervous and kind of just didn't want to hear it.
Well, kind of a backtrack. My father actually, he passed away in 2010, but before that, he actually went to prison for financial scandals. And it was one of those things where Michelle and I, again, we've known each other since high school, and we were always friends and stuff, but it was something that kind of happened locally in our hometown. And it was one of those things in our marriage that we really had to work on, was me helping her kind of find a trust, be able to trust me and be able to do finances together and not have everything separate.
He's never done anything to make me not trust him. He just had some, wild ideas. There's always someone in a relationship that's really, really safe, and then someone that has wild ideas. And so he had some wild ideas sometimes. Some of the stuff they were investing in, the rights to a gold mine for millions of dollars, and our cut was going to be $1 million. And, I'd heard so many stories and different stuff like that. And, there was some money lost. And for me, it was extremely large amounts. I was just like, all I want to do is live a normal life. I just want one house. I want to be able to pay my bills, and that's it. Beyond that, no, thank you. It's just not worth the risk and my emotional stability, I guess.
Stability and security.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to go beyond that.
Yeah, my brother, when he went to the NBA, our doors were knocked down with just so many different offers of get-rich-quick schemes. And I think after my dad passed, our family kind of got, to be honest, a little addicted to some of the pursuing of some of that stuff, just because, it sounded good, but it wasn't really.
Yeah,
it's just kind of a rush. But we got burned so many times. And, Michelle was, at the time when we were getting married, was seeing some of that. So it was kind of like real estate, and, some of the stuff was real estate related too. So any talks of real estate investing was kind of a scary conversation for Michelle to have at that time. But then she got to hear Kathy on a Bigger Pockets podcast, and I think something you said, Kathy, just made it click for Michelle.
It was the episode on how to invest in real estate and survive, a market crash or the next down cycle. And it was so simple and so easy, and all the affordable housing, and if you're buying houses from 80 to 120, how you can't build them for that. And that renter doesn't go away. It was perfect. So since then I got hooked, and we also flip houses that are near us, but we invest with you guys in areas that we don't know the markets. And what we'll do is if we have a house and I can flip it and make profit, but I can't make cash flow off of it, we've got 2 houses in the market we're fixing to do that with, where we take that profit and use it to invest in one of the Real Wealth Network's markets that is cash flowing. So we get the flip cash, and then we'll turn it into, cash flow.
Wow. And you're still in Denver?
No, we've been in Dallas.
December 1st, we moved to the DFW area. Yeah, and that was part of the reason, in addition to some business opportunities and just fresh start. And then we recently took over custody of Michelle's 2 nephews. They're 11 and 13. But in addition to that, it just made sense for purchasing. We were ready to purchase our next primary residence, and Denver was just way too expensive for what we wanted to spend. So that was part of the reason we moved out as well. But since then, we've gotten a lot more involved with our real estate investing.
We had a goal, I would say 5 or 6 months ago, we hit 5 properties, which we had a goal like 3 or 4 months before that. Our goal was to hit 5 properties, and we had set a huge goal. If I can just get us from flipping and investing, get us to 5 properties, in our heads, that would just be ridiculous. We'd be rich. We'd made it. It would just be a huge accomplishment. And all of a sudden, we were there, and it was like, holy crap, how did that happen? And then,
yeah, currently now we own 3 cash flowing investment properties, and then we currently are in the process of doing 1031 exchanges on 2 properties. And then we're currently flipping 3 properties. We have 2 in Oklahoma and 1 in Colorado. And then we're under contract for 4 properties in Detroit. One of them is a triplex. So by the end of the year, we'll have well over 10 doors, and it should be cash flowing over $4,000 a month at the end of the year.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. We are stoked. We're out of our minds stoked. It's just been amazing. I was telling Zoe, I felt like we blinked our eyes and we were here, and I felt like saying, like, I don't have a clue how this happened. But at the same time, we can pull the Excel sheets. We can show you the homes, the houses, the hours, and the planning, and just all the podcasts that we listen to together.
All the steps that we took. We can easily trace it down, and we've learned so much through them. But yeah, like Michelle said, at the same time, it feels so surreal and just like a blink of an eye almost.
So just 3 or 4 years ago, you were negative net worth of, I don't know, 75,000, would you say?
Yeah,
at least.
At least. And then today sounds like positive.
Yeah, I'd say, today it's way
Do we have to tell all our friends and family?
You don't have to say how much, but you've turned it around, and that is just so amazing. What was the biggest thing you learned in Dave Ramsey's course that really shifted you guys to take those steps?
I think for me, it was definitely, he's got an amazing mentality towards the debt. I don't think we fully agree with everything. I think he specifically tries to target people that, need help with debt. He doesn't want to talk much about leveraging because we believe in good debt versus bad debt. Obviously, we have mortgages on our property, but when you have your leveraging done the right way, and, you preach about it a lot too, Kathy, is you make sure that you don't over-leverage. We're very big on our numbers. I do the mortgages stuff, but I'm also crazy about our Excel sheets. So I run all our numbers and make sure everything checks out with that. Michelle's really good with doing everything on the ground and finding the properties. But yeah, I'd say with Dave Ramsey, it was really just the mentality towards the debt. And that's what we took and just literally ran. We took it and sprinted, and it made a huge difference.
The debt, just paying off the debt and not turning your cash into trash. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and just this weight, this hole you were digging of liabilities that basically zaps the life out of you.
Right.
And you just have to work to pay the debt. It's no fun. Now, it's not like you're probably not working. You're probably working harder than you ever have, but you know that you're going in the right direction.
No question. And it's funner work. It's work that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to build a machine that's going to keep paying you out for years to come and the next generation of family. And, how fun is that to work on that machine instead of getting in the wheel? I came home. It was around the Dave Ramsey time, and I said, I'm just sick of the rat race. And he said, what is the rat race? And I explained to him a little bit, but then this last year when he was just really on the grind building up his business, and he was commuting an hour, came home one day and goes, I know what the rat race is now, and I don't like it.
I don't like it. No, you become a slave. You come to a slave to the job and to all the liabilities created.
Yeah.
You became a slave to your debt.
Yeah, that's right.
With our oldest nephew that's staying with us, we're playing this game. Rocky's cash flow. And the whole goal of it is to get out of the rat race. That's how you win the game, is when you're actually out of the rat race. And it's pretty cool to play that with a 13-year-old for him to kind of understand that. But when we were going through that, it was definitely a sacrifice. There's an art to embracing delayed gratification.
Having all your friends, people around you who are spending 2 or 3 times as much and doing stuff you wouldn't do, and those moments, But we got really creative, and that was so much fun. Think of some of the most fun times you've had in your life. It's not when you spent the most money. It's the people you were with and just the silly moments that happen. So we got creative and did lots of creative things, and we had just as much fun.